I'm having my seltzer water right now, so
Yeah,
I have it,
exactly.
and it's like it's obviously because we talked about it, but it's midday, so it's bright as hell outside. But I got my basement all set up to look like we're actually at night. So
Dude, this room is also very dark,
yeah,
uh, but I had to bring in a light here. There is a light. And yeah, so you just see me because I did that before with CCK. I don't know if you know him. Is also he does a horror show where he sits down and does like 2 hour talks with people.
whoa,
And he wanted me on the show, and we were like 6 hours on camera and talking to each other. And he likes it to be dark. The camera. He likes you to my face to stick out from the dark. You know.
sure, wow,
Yeah.
well, it's awesome. All right, I'm gonna do my intro now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Nightcalls with Michael Knight, our once in a blue moon interview series that we do here on Retrofuturism 101. And tonight we are joined by a very special guest, someone who is near and dear to our hearts because we play a lot of his music during our After Dark segment at the end of the program. Friends, big welcome to Draven, who is with us tonight. Welcome to the program.
Hey, dude, how you doing, man?
Doing
It's an honor
well.
to be here.
Oh, it's an
It's
honor
an
for
honor,
us.
dude. It's
So,
like I said, it's amazing to be here, and I don't know I'm catching up every time you do the show. I try to catch up on Mondays when I'm heading to work, and my break I'm rewatching the show because when you are doing it, it's when I am heading to bed. So
I appreciate that.
it's
In
amazing.
some ways, I appreciate the folks who have to do that. Well, I don't want to say I appreciate anyone more than anybody, but I'll just say the ones who
Yeah.
have to go and search out the show after it has already been recorded. Appreciate you guys quite a bit, and there are quite a few folks who can't watch the show live because we're U.S. time, East Coast
Mhm.
time, and for instance, for you right now, it's evening time, and for me, when we're recording this, it is the afternoon. So
Yeah.
big time difference, but I appreciate you taking the time and chatting with us here on the third edition of Night Calls. So first things first, I would like to ask you, sir, how you got into music. Where did Draven come from?
So I got into music when I was 7, and I became kind of a metalhead when I was around 12, I guess. My first exposure was Metallica, and the Draven project started in 2018, but
Mm.
I didn't release it then. I think I released it in 2019, and I did orchestra horror scoring with my real name, and I decided, well, I think I need to spice it up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and give it more of an electronic touch. And yeah, it became Draven. And I was trying to hold back with, what Draven was in the beginning, so I can develop him as we go and release as we go down the road a little bit more and more and more and
Mm-hmm.
more. So it, yeah,
The more
like a suspense kind of thing.
okay, so the more you created, the more you kind of figured out who and what Draven was. Is that kind of what you're saying?
It was well, the two EPs were planned out. Like
Okay.
I knew how to do them, when to do them, and what I want to do with them. But I was trying to hold back because I was afraid that the scene, especially the darksynth scene,
Mm.
won't appreciate brains to the wall kind of thing, which I did with my new
Interesting.
record.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know, I think that people are very invested in this, how synthwave should sound like, how dark synthwave should sound
Mm-hmm.
like, and I'm more kind of the guy, I like dark music,
Yeah.
that's it. And if it's dark and if it sounds good, then let's go.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying because, and that's one of the reasons why I started having specific music type segments in my show
Mm-hmm.
was because I wanted there to be room for all of the subgenres of synthwave that are under the umbrella. So I wanted to feature some chill synth, and I wanted to feature dark synth for sure because I really enjoy that stuff, and it fits nice at the end of the show when it's a little
Of
bit later,
course,
you know.
of course.
But I understand what you're saying about that, though. So you've been into music since you were 7 years old. Do you play instruments, or are you all on the computer?
No, I play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I was for some years as a leader and rhythm guitarist in a metalcore and melodic death metal band.
Whoa.
I did backup vocals, like screaming.
Yep. Cool.
And I play the piano. I play a little bit of drums.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I play bass. I know how it works, but and yeah, that's it, I guess.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it a little bit. New album drops on April 29th. What can you tell us about it?
Well, I can say a lot of things. I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that's different from what I did before. So if you expect old Draven, you're not gonna find any old Draven in that.
Hold on one second, because I just realized that when we air this, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be that day.
Okay.
So
yeah, well.
let me go back and rephrase my question. Okay, so you touched on it a little bit, but the new album dropped today. It is beyond spectacular. What can you tell us about the process and the story about the new record?
The process. So I was writing Abyssal Arcana kind of at the same time when I wrote EP2. I did it on the side, but I think I had written 3 tracks. None of those 3 tracks made it into the record, I guess. But I started out writing, and I came to the conclusion after some months after I released EP2 that I wasn't satisfied with what I was doing. So I stopped for a while composing, which is very rare for me. I compose almost every day. And I took a break. And I don't know, I was rewatching the American Horror Story with my girlfriend, and season 6, I think it was. And I don't know, I don't know, man, it just clicked in my head. And I knew what to write, when to write it, how to write it. And it came all back, like everything that I had planned, what Draven should be, what Draven should sound like, that I didn't want to be invested in this 80s thing. I wanted all my influences to be on the record, to be my metal influences. I love industrial music. There are a lot of tracks which have an industrial flavor, modern horror scoring with the classical, I guess, nowadays, orchestra that has this dissonance. And yeah, I don't know. It's all over the place, but it doesn't have the previous vibes. The first record was more close to the dark synth, I guess, and had this 80s flavor. And EP2 was a fusion between this and Hans Zimmer kind of scoring.
Okay.
It was longer, more difficult melodies. And this it's very complicated. And it took me almost over a year to produce.
Wow.
And I'm talking of a time span where I was writing almost every day.
Yeah.
Like I came from work, I was writing. I had an idea at work, I was noting it into my I had a notebook where I was keeping notes. Came back, wrote for 2 or 3 hours, then the same thing the next day.
Wow.
And I don't know, I was concentrating more on writing for me, I guess. Like I was very into this situation where I was feeling everything. I wanted to write for me. I wanted to have a record that is only, you know, what I was feeling at the time and what I was wanting to express without having any of these boundaries. Oh, will I sound like him, or will I sound like Weir Magonia, or will I sound like Ectoplague, or does it have to be like the 80s vibes? Does it have to have the classical dark synthwave from the 2013, or, you know?
Yeah. So when you say you were writing, Is that like a note taking process, or are you writing music, or?
Yes, it depends. Sometimes I have a melody in my head
Mm-hmm.
and I'm writing it down with notation. Or if it's too complex, I use there is an online piano.
Oh, okay.
It's funny, but there is an online piano where you just Google online piano and you can play the notes. And
Oh.
um, most of Abyssal Arcana was written in E minor either way, so it wasn't very difficult for me to remember the melody that I had in my head. Um, or I had written about 1 minute of the track. I was re-listening it, and I came to the conclusion, okay, the bass line doesn't fit, or I have a new bass line.
Yeah.
And I was writing the notation for that, and yeah, that's it, I guess.
Wow. And what this is gonna be me trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about, but what DAW do you use for your music?
I use a lot of the my main DAW is Coco's Reaper.
Okay.
It's very close to Logic. It has a very similar function. I like it more because it's very orientated in scoring. Like you can score, you can map your own tempo changes, and you can have a notation sheet in there, so you can write your own notation and have it on a different screen. And I use a lot of, for the cinematic kind of stuff, like the sound design that I did, I used Rewire, and I rewired Ableton Live into Coco's Reaper.
Okay.
So I could use both instances and some of the plugins from Ableton Live in Coco's Reaper, because most of the DAWs don't support the same plugins.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was missing sound design things which Ableton has and Coco's Reaper doesn't.
Wow.
And I use here and there FL Studio, but I'm not a very, I don't know, I don't like it very much. It's very confusing, and I don't know, it's not my thing, I guess.
Very cool. What would you say are the biggest influences on the new album?
Charlie Clouser,
okay,
Christopher Young, Rock Benos, and I think John Carpenter here and there, but John Carpenter was always an influence.
Sure.
How I write the key melodies.
Yeah.
I guess.
What's your favorite Carpenter score?
80s. My favorite, I think the Halloween 2, but at the same time, I guess it wasn't made by John Carpenter. It was made by I think this new guy, but the Rob Zombie 2009 remake.
Okay, yeah.
I love the score. I don't know why. It had the Carpenter vibes, but it was more than just the Carpenter vibes.
See, I haven't rewatched that one in a really, really long time, so I can't even tell you what the score sounded like. For me,
it's different. I
guess. If we're gonna stick with the Halloween films, I gotta 3 is just my favorite of Carpenter's Halloween scores. But Haworth's score for Halloween 4, I really, really like too. It's just super. I mean, it's a little bit more traditional, and it's super, super atmospheric. I don't know what it is exactly about it, but I really like that one. I just got it on vinyl a couple months ago.
Oh, crazy!
It's really good. But yeah, 3 for Carpenter scores, I really love 3, and
I also, sorry for the interruption,
but
I
problem.
also like the Lost Themes. He does like this Lost Themes.
Yep.
And I love Lost Themes 1 more than anything that he has ever done as John Carpenter. I don't know why.
Lost Themes 1 is really good. It is. Did you get a chance to see him live? Did he come out into the...
No.
No? Okay. If I'm not... Who knows if they're going to tour again, but if they make their way out there, you got to try to see him, because it was really cool to watch him do the songs live with the full band and stuff. It was really rad. But his scores are they make the movies that much better,
100%. Like a friend of mine, Necromancer, I think he went 3 or 4 years ago to Hans Zimmer, and I'm still jealous because I wanted to see that. I think it's something that you don't want to miss, like the legends being on stage.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, friend. It's time for Michael Knight's Triple Cocktail. I got 3 questions for you. 3 questions that are somehow related to what we do here on the show every Friday evening. The first questions for you is, if you have any, what are your favorite memories from any roller rink visits you may have made when you were a kid? Did they do that kind of thing over there in Germany?
Well, I'm living right now in Germany, but I was
Okay.
born and raised in Greece.
Oh,
My
wow. Okay.
mother had rollings, and
Ah.
I don't have any specific memories.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one from, I think there was a rolling she had from Michael Jackson's bed, if
Oh.
I'm not mistaken. She has a lot of them. She's collecting a lot of my father too. Like my father is a vinyl kind of guy.
Yep.
But no, I don't have any specific memory that I'm that I'm
Okay.
fond of, or I have,
So
yeah.
I'm not sure if maybe we got lost in translation. So I'm gonna let's try to what is it that your mom had?
Like wait a minute, the rollings are the
So I'm talking about how I wonder what it would be. So over here it's called a roller rink where you go roller skating. Where you put
a roller.
put on the you
Okay.
put on the skates with the wheels and you go around and around and around.
Wait a minute, I have to search
or like a skating
a
rink
picture.
or roller rink, roller skating.
And I would keep on talking about rollings. I thought you meant rollings like the how are they called in English? Almost they seem almost like a vinyl, but they are a little bit smaller.
Huh.
They're called rollings in German.
Oh,
I guess.
like is it just an actual really small record?
It's smaller than a vinyl, but it's bigger than a CD. It's something in between.
So I think those are called 45s. We call those 45s over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
is in relation to that you have to play them back at 45 RPMs.
Okay.
But I think they're
crazy.
I think those might be like 3-inch records or something like that. Maybe, or not
Crazy.
3-inch, but more than that. But yeah. So I don't know. So like skating rink for you.
No, I don't have any.
Okay. What else could we do? So if you when you were a kid and if your friend had like a birthday party, what would be the place that they would go to? Would you guys like go to the arcade or like to have a birthday party somewhere?
I think in Greece we didn't have any arcades
Okay.
that were very famous. We mostly did things at the beach because that's normal in Greece.
Okay.
Or at a friend's house.
Okay. I think we might be able to tie that into Swill and Chill maybe if we favorite childhood beach memory or something like that, or a favorite thing to do at the beach when you would go when you were a kid, something like that maybe.
We can do that.
I
I
can
had a lot
rephrase
of
it.
memories with my best friend on PlayStation 1 and on video games like that, which are more modern, I guess.
Okay. What's your era? What year were you born?
I was born in 95.
95.
So I'm
Okay.
27.
You're a youngin.
I am.
Let me think here. 95. I mean, were you guys still were you renting videotapes at the store when you were like a teenager?
Yes, we did. We
Okay.
rented videotapes, a lot of them. I have a huge collection. Also, my mother was buying like crazy when I was young. Like I even have a rare one, which is the first 3 Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
I know it's dumb to say Harry Potter, but I have them on actual tape.
all 3 on one tape or 3 tapes?
Yep. On all 3 on one tape.
Whoa,
it's crazy.
That is kind of
and
crazy.
They have cut so many scenes because it doesn't fit. It's crazy.
That's weird. I wonder who released that.
Yeah, it was that time, I guess.
Okay, let's see. Favorite. Maybe we could do like your favorite video rental when you were a teenager or something like that.
We can do that.
Okay, and that could be.
But are we talking about VHS tapes or?
It could be anything. It could be either one. It could be, cool. Just your favorite movie rental. We'll just say.
Okay.
All right. Let me just think.
Wait a minute. I have to find the movie though.
No problem. Let me think of how I want to phrase it. Yeah, I should have thought of this beforehand because I know that when I talk to people that grow up in or grew up in different countries, not everybody in the world is going to have like a memory of going to a skating rink when they were a kid. So I have
Dude,
to
I
think of
don't
other
think we
things.
even had a skating rink.
Really?
I know we had ice skates.
Yeah.
I know we had those, like, I think they still exist, those little cars where you are hitting each
Oh,
other on
bumper
the same
cars.
ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
don't
so
remember.
for us, roller skating was like really became big in the disco era. So like the late
Okay.
70s, early 80s. But I mean, for me, you know how I'm 41. So when I was like,
You
10,
don't
11,
seem like
12.
41, by the
Thank you
way.
very much. I appreciate that. When I was 10, 11, or 12, like my friends, that's where we would have our birthday parties, was at the roller rink, and it was super fun. You put the skates on and you can skate, but they also had arcade games there, so you could play
Okay.
arcade. So the big arcade games when I was at that age were like Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat, and all the real classics. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so I should have put more thought into that. But okay,
It's okay.
we were gonna say, okay, time for Michael Knight's triple cocktail. Gonna change it up a little bit this week for you, sir. The first
Okay.
question I would like to ask you: what was your favorite uh, weekend movie rental? We'll say maybe when you were a kid or a teenager.
I would say 100% Treasure Planet. I
Oh.
still rewatch that one, I guess, sometimes. My girlfriend is not a big fan of that movie because it's a Disney movie, and it had a different vibe,
Yeah,
and it was more serious. It had the bad guys and this dark theme at the beginning. I don't know if you've seen it, by the way.
I haven't seen it. No.
Okay, you should. I guess it's a
What's
very good movie. Yeah,
yeah?
and yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, no. So that came. What year did that come out?
I think 1996,
Ninety
if I'm not
six.
mistaken.
Okay,
I have to
actually,
look
that
it up.
it probably would have. I mean, that came out in a year that I probably should have seen it. But yeah, I don't know
Or
why. I don't know why I
97.
didn't. Who do you know who?
Maybe I'm lying too. I don't know.
Do you know who does the voice acting in it? Like who the main voice
uh,
actor is?
Wait a minute. I think I have to Google it. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
Um, So, Joseph Gordon plays the main actor,
Joseph Gordon.
and Emma Thompson plays the secondary role.
Okay. I know who she is. I'm wondering.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't in 1996. It wasn't the 2000s. I'm
Oh
sorry.
wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that I think that explains it a little bit more for me than why I didn't
Iron
see it.
Giant was before that, which is pretty similar.
I honestly, people are gonna give me flack for this one, but I haven't even seen Iron Giant, and I bought it on
The,
I
the,
bought it on Blu-ray like 3 years ago, and I still haven't watched it.
the funny thing is, we're talking about horror movies, and now we're talking about Disney. So,
Well, we go both sides of the spectrum here.
oh
All
yeah,
right, so
oh yeah,
Treasure Planet. Okay, excellent, excellent. The
yeah.
the second question of tonight's Michael Knight triple cocktail is: what is your current favorite smooth libation that you like to indulge in after a long day? Your favorite alcoholic drink, we'll say.
Well, it was always it hasn't changed. It's whiskey.
Yeah, certain
Uh,
brand.
it depends. I like single malt
Yeah,
whiskeys. Um, no, I don't have a specific brand, and
yeah.
like I, yeah, for single malt, it's kind of hard. No,
Hmm.
I don't have a specific brand. Like
Okay.
I like a lot of them,
Yeah.
but it's different every time. I haven't tasted all of them, so
Okay. You guys get Jack
when
Daniels out there? Is that a whiskey?
yeah, it is, but I'm not a fan of Jack Daniels.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Famous Grouse is close to heart, I guess,
okay.
and A friend of mine gave me one recently. I can't remember which is also a very good one, but I can't remember the name. It wasn't a famous one.
Okay.
So
There's absolutely a whole world of whiskey out there that I absolutely know nothing about. So
me neither. Me neither. I'm not playing that I know anything about whiskey, but I
so
like the taste.
how do you like to drink it? Do you drink it over ice or just straight out of the?
Mostly over ice
Yeah.
because I'm a fan of cold drinks in general. Like I
Okay. Okay.
always, all the whole year, I'm drinking cold water or
Yep.
in general cold drinks.
Yep.
Worst situation without ice, but I don't like to
Yeah.
put it in cola or something like that.
Super. Okie dokie, friend.
Yeah.
The third and final question tonight's Michael Knight Triple Cocktail related to our After Dark synth segment that we do on the show every Friday, one that you are very familiar with because you are often featured in it. What is your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie is 100% The Evil Dead 2013 remake.
Ooh, okay. That is
Yep.
another one that I haven't seen yet.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have this thing where I really don't like to see a remake of a classic unless somebody I really, really trust tells me, no, it's really good. You should go watch it. So sell me on it right now.
Well, you should. I had a fight a lot of times with Connor about the original, and not a fight. That's a stupid word to use, but a discussion about which is better. And for me, the remake, it doesn't have those cringy 80s slasher funny moments in it, which is a plus. And it is more gory, which I like. It's a different take. Super well acting, a super well rescore of the soundtrack, like a new soundtrack from Rock Benos, and it's just an amazing take. And I think every horror fan out there should see this movie. It's a must see for me.
I'm gonna have to put it on my list now then.
Go ahead and tell me then if you like it or not.
I will. I'll definitely tell you. And now, so just because we're talking about horror remakes, I mean, I guess that one would be your favorite. Are there any others that you really enjoy for remakes?
So I like Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep. I saw that one.
Well, I like a lot of Christopher Young movies. The Hellraiser, of course. Drag Me to Hell. Deliver Us from Evil. I think those are all from Christopher Young. The classic Friday the 13th, Halloween. How's it called? The Freddy movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yep.
I like the remake too. Don't kill me, but I like it. A lot of people hate it. I like it.
A lot of people do hate it.
Yeah.
Well, I actually like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the one with Jessica Biel. Yeah, I thought it was really good. They modernized it just enough, I thought, and didn't change a ton about it. But it was brutal, it was gory, and the overall,
just how we like it.
And the overall feel of the movie was, I thought, pretty, like, it feels, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it just, when you're watching it, it just feels like a really dirty, grimy movie. And the remake, I feel like, kind of has the same, the same aura about it. So
the remake starts in a very special way, I think, for me, with the clips with the police officers. It almost feels like a real thing. And it grabs your attention from the first minute, and I think that's important for a horror movie.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I'm more into the psychological, gory kind of stuff, like Mirrors. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I don't see. I honestly don't see a lot of new horror movies because I know so many come out, but I don't see a lot of them.
It's in the 2000s, I think. The Mirrors. It's 2006 or 2005. Like the mindfuck movies, like Seven. I don't know, Memento and stuff.
Classic.
Great movies. Yeah,
awesome.
But I don't count them as horror movies.
Excellent. Okay. Is there so that this is a part I'm just going to cut out. Is there anything else specific that you want me to ask you that you want the people to know about? Anything else about the new album? I feel like a total jerk because I still haven't gotten around to listening to it yet. But
dude, you have your own things to do, man. So don't worry about that.
So I'd like to end it. So I'm trying to think of when I'm gonna air the interview. I might air it like right. I'm trying to say because I'd love to play a new track like right after it, and segue that way. But I also have so maybe I'll do my After Dark intro. I'll play the interview and then I'll do the music right after the interview. Is there a specific song that you want to treat as like your lead single? Like one that you think is heads and tails better than the rest, or?
I don't think so. Like I released Cauchemar Noir and Silver Coffin as my 2 singles.
Okay. And those are both on it?
They're both on
They're
it.
both
yeah.
on it. Okay.
But I think a good track is track 13, which is has a lot of industrial influences in there.
What's the name of that one?
It's called Exaggerated with a Drill.
How do you spell that?
Wait a minute, I have to. Can I send you here a message? I can. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Chat.
There you go. Good idea.
So wait a minute. Give me a second.
I'm curious to see what this.
I maybe pronounced it wrong. It means when you are draining somebody of their blood.
Dang, exaggerated with a drill. Fuck, dude, you're messed up, huh?
Yeah, well, the album was, like I said, inspired by Charlie Krause from the Saw movies.
Okay.
So, which is one of my all-time favorite producers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Exaggerated with a drill. Yeah, then we'll play that one. Then we'll play that one right after we finish.
Yeah, you're gonna start your show in a very good way.
I love it. All right. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't have anything that you can ask me, man. Like I said, it was more for me to get to know you, to talk to you.
Sure.
And I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Did we succeed?
Yeah. We did.
All right.
We
awesome.
did.
So you whatever. You know everything about me, so I'll just say, are you married or you have a girlfriend?
No. Well, I have a girlfriend. I'm not married.
Okay. Haven't walked the plank yet?
No. But we are almost 13 years together.
Wow,
so.
that's so good. That's great.
Yeah. High school sweethearts, as some people call it.
Nice.
Yeah. We went to the same school in Greece.
Yep.
And when we finished, we decided that we will start, studying abroad. So we came to Germany.
Yeah.
My mother is half German. My father is Greek.
Wow.
And since I am 18, I'm in Germany, I guess.
Cool. And you've been there for a while, so obviously you like it.
No, I don't.
No, okay.
Well,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, I
Yeah.
guess. It's the difference is that I have a very good job here.
Okay.
I'm the payment is good,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I went to a German private school in Greece.
Yep.
And Greece doesn't accept my certificates, so it would be hard to get a job, and I don't know. It's weird. It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend is an architect, and there are not so many great jobs down there. So, yeah.
Architect. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It is.
That's cool. My wife and I actually met online. So I was married before, and it just wasn't good. I was just I was with the wrong person. So we split.
Sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. The sucky thing about it was that it took me so long to figure out that I was in a bad situation. So when that happens,
how long, if I can ask?
We were together for 6 years, and we were only married for like 10 months. So
Shit.
yeah, which is like kind of weird when you hear, well, you were with them for 6 years, and then so what happened after you guys got married? The honest truth to that is nothing happened. It was the same the whole way through. I just didn't realize how shitty it was until after it was almost too late.
You mean shitty with like you had a lot of fights together,
It
or
wasn't
you?
even that. It was really just I stayed in it for a long time because I felt guilty because
Okay.
she had a lot of issues, like mental issues that she couldn't get past,
Oh
and
shit. Yeah.
just things that, like, I'm a very outgoing, I like to have a good time type of guy, and I'm very very close with my family, and she's not close with hers at all, and she was very just kind of like, you know, addicted to drama and just liked to
Oh
fuel,
man,
fuel the flames of things like that. And I'm just like, why are you even wasting your energy on this stuff? Um, so it
that
was just,
sucks.
yeah, it was just, I was kind of trapped. And then some things happened after we got married. Um, I went to my nephew's birthday party. He was turning 2, and
Mm.
realized that I hadn't seen him in like a full year. And I was like, I can't live my life this way. I want to see my family members.
Oh, that must hit hard when you
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah, it was tough,
Damn.
also at the same time too, like her and I had really just didn't really have much of a relationship anymore. Like
It
we,
was more of how is it called? The feeling of it's just this feeling that you have this obligation towards this
yeah,
other
yeah,
person, but
and then you get
yeah.
complacent too. You get complacent in your relationship where you're just like, well, it's not horrible, but it's not great. But what else is out there for me? You know what I mean? So I might
Damn,
as well
yeah,
just
that
stay.
that
So
sucks.
I got out, thankfully. And not even 10 months later, I met my wife. So we met online. I met her. So my ex and I split in May of 2012, and I met my wife in December of 2012.
Damn.
So
Okay.
it just worked out. And then her and I got married in 2016, and then we had our first daughter in
Congrats.
2018, and now we have another daughter. So,
Damn,
and
man,
we're just,
congratulations.
thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Yeah, we're just living a really good life.
I
So,
understand that. It's
but I
I
was,
understand that.
yeah, and what I was gonna say was too that so she's from California, and she had moved out to the East Coast to do some schooling, and that's how we got together. And
Nice.
one of our initial plans was that after she was finished with school, we were going to try to, move to California to live in California because that's where her family is and stuff. And I was
Mhm.
like, well, we could do that. And it just didn't work out because I have like a really good job here, and you mentioned you
Okay.
have a really good job where you are, but we've made a really good life for ourselves here. We have a nice little house, and my family's really close, and her mom comes out like, three times a year just about. So she's actually flying in on Monday. So
Oh, okay.
we're hosting Easter here. So my family will be here tomorrow, and it's my sister, her husband and their 2 kids, my brother, his wife, and their 3 kids, and my parents will all be here tomorrow. So it's gonna be pretty
That's
wild.
amazing. A big party.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be good. And then my wife's mother flies in on Monday, and she'll be with us for the week. And then my
Ah,
father-in-law
crazy.
flies in on Thursday, I think, and then they both leave next, like the following Sunday. So,
Okay.
you know, things happen the way they happen. Everything happens
Yeah,
for a reason.
sometimes, yeah. Yeah, toxicity is hard to get out of,
It's tough. It's
I
really, really
guess.
hard. Yeah.
It's tough, and it's I don't know. You realize it too late, and I guess for you it wasn't too late because you met the right person at the right time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you fixed your problems afterwards. But
Oh
for some
gosh,
people,
yeah.
it's too late,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and I changed a lot as a person throughout that relationship too, which was the other thing. Like, this isn't good. Like, because I am not who I am right now, and I
mm,
didn't like who I was when I was with her. So now it's
yeah.
much 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 better. So
yeah, you become this person that adapts to the situation that you're in at the time. Yeah, I know.
For sure.
I know the feeling. I get that.
All right.
Crazy.
So I guess I'll finally do. Obviously, I'll cut all that stuff out, but I'll do the exit interview or the
Imagine
exit,
starting the interview just with
I
that section.
Oh gosh. Exsanguated.
Yeah, I call it exsanguated. I think
with a drill.
somebody else called it. I think you can just paste the word into Google and then
yeah,
reads that thing. You can use the
with a drill.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, friends. We want to fucking A, man. No. All right, friends, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Night Calls with Michael Knight. I want to thank Draven for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure to get to know you tonight and get to talking with you. And
the pleasure was all mine.
Awesome. We'll definitely have you on again. Anytime you drop any new material, we're more than happy to have you on Night Calls. And
Damn,
in honor of the new album, we are going to play a brand new track from said album. This one is called Exsanguated with a Drill. I knew I was going to mess that up. Exsanguated with a Drill. It's going to melt your fucking... Ooh, I can't say the fuck word. Sorry. Well, it's not that I can't. I just don't like to on my show.
Yeah, I get that.
Exsanguated with a Drill. It's going to melt your face off. Enjoy. Draven, thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you, man. And have a good night, guys.
All right.